Auto Stand Live, starring Pockets, Hot Rod, Bubble J, Joma, Momo, Scar, Eddie D, Albion, Gear, featuring Elsa 5, Road Rat, Randy C, Jadito, Vince Conway, Mike Coulon, Sean Frederick, musical guest BSR Mayhem, and your host, BSR Texan. Ladies and gentlemen, BSR Texan.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Spotter Stand. Another great week of racing behind us. Another great week of racing coming up. We're going to tell you guys everything that's happened this last week and what we got coming up this current week here at BSR. Good to see you guys out there. Mike, how you doing? Randy, how you doing? In the booth with us tonight, we've got Hot Rod and special guest, absentee racer Bubba J. How you doing, Bubba J?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Doing great. It's glad to hear you back here on TeamSpeak. I know you tried to connect a little bit last night, having mic issues, but I think you said you went and got a new one, got that taken care of, and it's definitely good to hear you back on here.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Hopefully, I'll be back to racing here soon. Soon.
Hot Rod, you still with us?
I think so.
Sounds like you are. So this last week, we had Eldora, we had Iowa on Friday night, and the first team race of season 42 on Saturday night. Off on Thursday night. No race in the Cup Series. So let's get right to it. And let's go to the schedule here. Wednesday night, truck chase. We are now 2 races into the chase for the truck series. And Eldora, it was a hell of a run at Eldora. Mayhem took the pole, had a good fast truck, but it was Mike Coulon come along and stole the win away at Eldora. So Mike picks up his first victory in the chase. And Mike started out this truck chase with a little bit of a deficit in points because of the attendance thing, but this victory has moved him up in the standings for sure. Going to put him within grasp of a truck championship here with 8 races left to go. Let's go over and take a look at our race results from Wednesday night's race at Eldora.
Yes, Mike with the win. Good win, Mike. Sean second. Texan third. Mayhem fourth. And Eddie D rounds up top 5.
Myself and Mayhem had a hell of a race there at the end of that. And while we were doing that, I was watching Sean Fredericks all over the bumper of Mike Coulon trying to take that victory away from him. They were having a hell of a race up there in 1 and 2. Myself and Mayhem were about 3 seconds behind them. And I think I passed Mayhem with about 2 laps to go. We were racing pretty well there, and he just made a little mistake, slid up the track, and I was able to get underneath him and take that 3rd place spot away from Mayhem. As you can see, only 2 drivers led any laps in this race. Mayhem with the pole led 38 laps, and once Mike Coulon got that once Mike Coulon got that first spot away, I think that was it. It's all she wrote. He led the rest of that race, which was 62 laps, and hell of a run for Mike Coulon, man. Great job out there, Mike. Congrats on the victory. Uh, and let's go over to the standings so we can see how things stand right now in this truck chase with 8 races left to go. I have the lead by only 6 points over Mayhem, so that one spot made a difference. Had he finished ahead of me, that lead would be 5 points right now. Eddie D in a tie for 3rd place with Mike Coulon, who moves up 7 positions with that victory. Moves up to tie for 3rd, down by 20 points. Pockets rounding out the top 5, down by 22 points. And you got Momo and SS, Sean Fredericks, Hot Rod, Gear Jammer, Palmian, and Vito rounding out the field. So Vito missed one of these races. That's why he's back 74 points. Palmian as well did miss Eldora. He didn't make the Wednesday night truck race, but
So did SS.
yeah, SS did as well. But Hot Rod went ahead, took the initiative, and gave both of those drivers their 1 provisional points during the chase. So Palmian, you got your provisionals for Eldora, and SS Joby, you got your provisionals for Eldora as well. So if you're able to make the rest of these chase races, you can still be in the hunt for that championship at the end of this season. Vito's likely to miss several more races. I think he's going to be out this whole next month. So giving him 1 provisional, not really going to change the overall facts at the end of the day. He's going to miss so many races, it's not going to help him.
Yes, he'll miss Michigan this week. He'll miss Gateway, and that would be it. Michigan and Gateway this month.
And speaking of Michigan, let's go over to the schedule and let's look at what the rest of this chase schedule looks like. So we do have Michigan coming up. A great racetrack, and I know there's already been some practicing going on for Michigan. I think Sean and Mike were in just the other night practicing for Michigan. I was in here trying to get a little practice for my upcoming Road to Pro race in iRacing, and those guys were in practice in Michigan. And I think maybe Mayhem might have already been putting in a little practice for Michigan as well.
Well, they're practicing in the Cup or in CTS?
I'm not sure. Probably a little bit of both.
Because we're there in the Cup this week, too.
Gateway night. Gateway, that's kind of a small track, right? Gateway's a little bit of a small.
I don't remember Gateway. I never remember Gateway. We only run it once a year, and I don't never remember what that track is.
So we got Michigan, Gateway. Then we have Canadian Tire coming up on Wednesday night. Road course right there. That's the track that I will be racing Tuesday night in the iRacing Road to Pro Series. So any of you guys that are free on Tuesday night, I will probably be broadcasting that race, Canadian Tire Motorsports. And we've got it coming up here in the chase in just a few weeks. Then we move on to Bristol, Las Vegas, Super Speedway, Talladega, Martinsville, and finishing out the season at Phoenix. This truck chase schedule, it's a tough schedule right here. I mean, there's some tracks here like Gateway that only gets run once a year. Then you got the road course thrown in there. That CTMP is not one of the easiest road courses, out there. It's got some areas in it that are difficult, a little bit of a challenge. And Bristol, small, tight, tough little track there. Martinsville, another short track. So 2 short tracks in the chase, along with the road course, and Gateway and Eldora thrown in there, which we just finished up. I mean, this truck chase schedule by far, I think the toughest schedule out of all, as far as tracks that are either just a tough track or you don't go to but one time a year.
The only good thing is they took Dover out for you, huh?
That is a good thing.
For you.
Well, Really, in the trucks, I think I'm not that bad at Dover, but it's the Cup where Dover is my biggest problem. But I'm just glad that what's that? Not what's the Darlington? That's the track I'm thinking. I'm glad that track's not in the Chase. Now that I say that, I'll probably jinx myself, and they'll flop the schedule around next week, next season, and put Darlington in the damn Chase.
I like that track. Just saying.
So that's your the rest of your truck chase. And Michigan is coming up this week, so that's where we'll be racing Wednesday night in the trucks for the chase. Michigan, great track, big wide track, lots of room for 2 and 3 wide racing. Of course, in these trucks, there's going to be a lot of draft involved. You're going to have a great run to get a pass on the bottom by yourself. That's for sure, unless you got cars that go down there with you, because draft is definitely going to matter in this truck series.
And I went through and I checked, and we do not have another Wednesday night off until the championship at Phoenix.
Oh, you mean
User
because
entered your
that's
channel.
with the combination of the truck
Of the
and the
dirt.
dirt. Right,
And
right.
that's right. We do not have another Wednesday off all the way to Phoenix. We're done with our off days.
Well, we do have the truck chase will be on for the next 2 weeks. After Michigan, the very next week we'll be running.
That's not right. That's not right.
Well, one of these is wrong because really that's the 19th. I'm thinking that says the 10th, but that's the 19th.
Hey,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So we do have a week off after Michigan. We'll head over to the dirt and then back to the trucks at Gateway. Then it looks like we'll have another week, maybe 2 weeks off, and then head over to the road course, CTMP. Michigan coming up this week, though, and I believe Hot Rod said we got Michigan coming up Thursday night as well. Let's move on to Thursday night. We are not in the chase. We're at Thursday, segment 2 right there.
Yep.
So segment 2, we are now 9 races into the 13-week schedule. We were off this last week. No race on Thursday night. Michigan coming up, though, this Thursday night in the Cup Series, and that's going to be a great race right there. Michigan in the Cup physics, get a little bit more tire wear. You're able to make a pass without having to necessarily have somebody else drafting with you. The draft does play a factor in the Cup Series, but nothing like it does in the CTS physics. And you can see coming up on the rest of this schedule, Watkins Glen coming up the following week. Then we have Dover, and we're going to finish up
Daytona night.
Daytona, that's right. Before we head into the chase for the Cup Series, let's get a quick little refresher on what the standings currently look like for Thursday night with just 4 races left to go. I've got the lead here by 37 points over Mayhem, 40 points over Pockets, Hot Rod in 4th down by 44, and Eddie D in 5th down by 60.
Yep. It's a battle from 5th place to 2nd place. 1st place is kind of wrapped up.
Yeah, and this is the one we were talking about last week. I kind of feel for Mike. He had to miss a couple of races, which is the reason he is currently back there in 6th place down by 87 points. I'm sure had he made those 2 races, he would be up there more than likely in the lead in segment 2 right now. And he would be fighting to keep those 2 bonus points come the end of segment 2. But as of the way it stands, unless I miss a race, it's going to be tough for anybody to make up 37, 40 points in just 4 races, even if I had bad luck in a couple of them.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's 10 points a race or better. Yeah, that's pretty much a done deal. Like you said, less, and you better watch because you know how Texas weather is.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah, that's
This
what I was
is
alluding to.
this is the thunderstorm time of year. Yes, I mean it's possible. I could lose some power. Knock on wood. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
No, if you lose the lead, I don't want you losing the lead that way. I want you losing the lead because you overslept.
So let's
And
move.
and he's been known to do that too. So
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
due.
that's
He
happened.
is
That's happened.
definitely due.
So let's go over to Friday night Xfinity Series. Friday night we did have a race. We ran at Iowa, leaving us just 3 races left to go in this Xfinity Series before we head into the chase at Xfinity in the Xfinity Series. So Iowa, Friday night it was Mayhem who took the pole, and myself, BSR Texan, who took the win at Iowa. We had kind of a, Iowa, not people's favorite track. We had a little bit of a low turnout for this particular race, and it went mostly green. I think there were 2, maybe 3 cautions the entire race, but one of them, I believe, was for an expired engine or a motor blown up.
Uh,
That might have been on Saturday night, I was thinking. But
Saturday night was a motor, but we, we it was weird because we did have something similar to that. I think.
well, let's go take a look at the race results from Wednesday night's race, or I'm sorry, Friday night's race at Iowa.
Yes, Texan with the win, Mayhem second, Hot Rod third, Pockets fourth, and Eddie D rounds out the top 5. I'm just glad I was able to pull off a third, bad as my car was.
Well, look at that. Texan laps the field at Iowa. Yes, we only had 2 cautions for a total of 8 laps, and the majority of the end of that race was all green flag with green flag pit stops. Mayhem with some trouble in the pits. Mayhem had a great car. He was running pretty good, keeping with me for most of the run, right up until the end. Um, right up until the end of the fuel run, where I'd start to pull away from him a little bit.
He got kind of a late race caution that kind of saved him from me, but I don't remember. I don't remember it was Palmion. Palmion got a Palmion, something happened to Palmion's car and brought out the caution. But I don't remember what it was because Eddie retired and he got the one that said the wheel for some reason. There was a
Palmian got stuck in pit wall.
that
He was going into pit. Yes, now I remember.
and that did that bring out the caution? I know the caution came out right around there though.
I'm not sure. I don't believe that did bring out the caution.
Pockets lost it. That's what Pockets blew a tire. That's what happened. And brought the caution out late. That's what it was. He got a flat. He blew a tire and spun, and it brought the late race caution out. Right? Is that what it was? Right after Palmion disconnected from the wall.
I was looking forward to seeing if this would go green the whole way, because we went green all the way to the first pit stop. Mayhem. This was a 200 lap race, which basically meant if you could go 50 laps, you divide it up into 4 runs, total of 3 pit stops. Mayhem pitted at lap 40. That's about the point where I was, pulling away from him, and I guess he had decided, let me go in and pit, see if I can make up some time on the track on fresh tires, while I was still out there on older tires. And I was interested to see if he was planning on just doing 40 lap runs and making 1 extra pit stop. And I did 50 lap runs with 1 less pit stop, how that was going to work out, because, while he's in the pit, I've obviously put him a lap down, but when he comes out of the pits with those fresh tires,
It makes up all that time with the fresh tires.
yeah, I mean he was probably running at least a second a lap faster than I was, probably more than that, probably a second and a half a lap, or maybe even 2. But yeah, if it were 2 seconds per lap faster, over 10 laps, that's 20 seconds that he's going to make back up every pit stop. Of course, when I went into pit and
It
came
equaled
back out, it
He'd
would
be
have
a little
I would
faster
have
at
had
the end.
yeah,
Yeah.
but not as much faster because his tires are only 10 laps older than mine at that point. Whereas when he's out on fresh tires, my tires are 30, 40 laps older than his. So,
Yeah.
that
Yep.
extra pit stop, while it would have cost him time making that extra pit stop, he would have made up a ton of time on the track. And it still might have, if had it gone green, he still might have been able to win that race, even with an extra pit stop using that strategy. But we did
That's
have the two cautions, so.
And he killed it anyway with that penalty. He got that penalty on pit road that more or less killed it anyway. So would have never really found out, I don't think.
So let's go take a look at our standings here with just 3 races left to go. I do hold the lead here, 30 points over second place VSR Hot Rod. Eddie D in third place down by 43. Pockets in fourth down by 57. And Mayhem rounding out the top 5 down by 86. 3 races left until we hit the chase for this Xfinity Series. Let's go back over here to the schedule.
2 road courses. Texas can shoot himself in the foot. I got a chance here, baby. We coming up on Dover. Yep. I got a chance to catch you.
I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to this Friday night. I love Road America.
You're looking for the redemption. That's what you're looking for. That's
Yeah.
all you're looking for.
That's one of my favorite road courses that we race at is Road America. I know Watkins Glen is the old standby. That's been in there forever, and pretty much everybody likes Watkins Glen unless you just hate road courses because we've run that one so many times. But Road America is only in this Xfinity Series. None of the other series race at it.
That's right. It's only once a year.
Only once a year, and yeah, it's a great road course, really. I mean, it's just fun track to race at, and I love Road America, so I'm really looking forward to this Friday night. Mike Coulong, you still out there? Are you going to be able to race on Friday night? You and Sean? I'm interested to see how well these guys run at a road course. Mike Coulong's going to be up there
If I
putting the
remember
pressure on me.
right, if I remember right, Mike said he don't turn very good right. He's generally fifth place car.
Well, if they're not able to make it Friday, I'm sure we'll get to see because we do have Watkins Glen coming up in the Cup Series. So, and we've got a road course coming up on Wednesday night here in about a month as well with that Canadian Tire track. So we'll get to run with them on a road course
Oh yeah.
one way or another.
If nothing else, the Roval's coming up in the chase. Ain't nobody can get away from that one.
Yeah, the Roval, that's got to be one of the toughest road courses. Roval is it's slick. There's a lot of places where you can you step on the gas a little too hard, you just go right around, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, all them corners are flat except for out on the racetrack.
So I see Mike typing in he might make it on Friday night, but Sean will be working, so Sean won't be able to be there. But we hope to see you Friday night at Road America, Mike. That's a hell of a track. It's a lot of fun.
We'll be glad to have you.
So let's go talk about Saturday night. I'm assuming Saturday night. Yes, it is right there at the top of the board. Season 42. We've got half of the schedule up, it looks like.
Yeah, all the way to Labor Day. Because I wanted to make sure everybody wanted Labor Day off before I finished out the schedule. So the rest of the schedule will be up this week.
So we had our teams picked the week before last, and this week we raced our very first points race of the series, and it was a pretty good race. All 3 of these teams finished in the top 3. We had looks like I got the pole, and SS Joba took the victory for the Black Car Mafia. So the Mafia with the first place finish, I believe it was Yingling that finished in second place, and Aftershock brings home a third place finish. So the points are about as tight as they can get, first, second, and third for all 3 of these teams, with the Mafia picking up the victory and likely leading the most laps as well. So let's go over here to the standings after race number 1.
I do know the end of that race would have been a whole lot more interesting had Rookie not missed second gear or whatever happened there, because he really didn't go and tied up that top line.
Yeah, I meant to hit the race results, not the standings yet. She has the Black Car Mafia with the victory, and SS Joba did lead the most laps with 40 laps led. So maximizing the points for his team, being the first finisher, led the most laps, got that bonus point, the point for leading the lap, and the points for the win. 48 points for the Mafia. And it was Momo who brought home second place for the Yingling team. Also led a lap, got a bonus point there, brought home 43 points. Going to put them 5 points behind the Mafia. And myself that brought home third place for the Aftershock team and led a lap as well. So 42 points for Aftershock, going to put us 6 points behind the leaders. And if I recall, somebody, not mentioning any names, made some sort of move up at the front of the pack, which really checked up a lot of drivers and took out the entire rest of my team.
I got bumped into the corner and shoved below the line, had you know, and I saved it.
Oh,
I saved it.
You got bumped into the corner. Okay, I thought you were
absolutely.
I thought you were switching lanes. I guess you switched lanes because you got bumped.
No, I was down there and got bumped by the guy behind me and turned me below the yellow line.
Ah, okay.
If you watch the replay, that's why I call it the apron. When I call it the apron, the car turned sideways, and I was totally sideways to the field and saved it.
Yeah, there was a big check up there, and back through mid-pack we were okay, but the last few cars were just dominoed all into one another, and I know that Gear Jammer got taken out of that, and Rugrat was taken out as well, and I mean the whole rest of my team just Timberwolf as well. I think he was actually already having some issues because of his low tire pressures at the beginning of that race. He wasn't able to really keep up with the pack, but he got that fixed toward the end.
Did you get with him and give him a setup that he can run with?
Well, we got his tire pressure issue fixed. I was asking him about the assist, and I don't think he runs really much of any assist at that track. So, if he puts in that zero camber setup, it's just going to be all over the place for him.
Yeah, but if you give him that zero camber set and tell him to put negative 80 in it on and 180 on the other side, it'll run really good, and it won't be that much slower. That's basically what Rugrat's running.
I'll make sure I get with him before this coming up week's race, and we'll make sure he's up to speed and able to keep up with the rest of the pack. That's for sure.
And it may have just been the air pressures. He may have just had the air pressures too low. That may work out good for him that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his air pressures were in the 40s, which when everybody else is running around 60. It's definitely going to make a big difference at Daytona and Talladega. So I think after he got that fixed, he was able to hang into the draft a lot better. So let's go ahead now and move over here to our standings. So it is Black Car Mafia in the lead with 5 points over the Yingling team and 6 points over Aftershock. Just one race into this series. So you can see how many points really you can make up in just one race if your team wins the race, leads the most laps. Now, if you don't lead the most laps, then that's going to be a 4-point difference over second place. 5 points if you lead the most laps and they lead a lap as well. It could be even more if they don't lead a lap. But chances of a team not leading a lap in this race are pretty slim. Pretty much everybody is going to get their lap led. Every once in a while it happens where you'll have the best finisher for a team that doesn't lead a lap, but 9 times out of 10 everybody on that team is going to lead a lap.
And usually if they didn't lead a lap, they're back further and that team had bigger issues than leading the lap.
Yes.
So anyway, and that race could have really been a whole lot worse points wise. Like I said, had Palmion not, I don't No, he said the games showed him in third gear and he was in second gear. I know he didn't go. I'm telling you, if you watch the replay, by the time we got going, you were 20 cars ahead of us,
Yeah, that was.
and we were both still on the lead lap, so that could have shook out positions and changed the points up pretty bad.
Oh, it definitely would have because I had 100 tape on because it was a 1 lap shootout there at
So
that caution, and
so
but
did I. So did he.
but my car was damaged bad, and even with 100 tape on, I couldn't. You know, I was 2, 3 car lengths behind SS Joba and um, Momo. I just couldn't get up there even with 100 tape. So yeah, had you had a better restart, that probably would have put us back to at least 4th place, maybe 5th place if Pomian had been up there as well. But yeah,
Plus Momo would have had somebody shoving him, and that would have made a big difference. I don't know that SS could have fended him off. I don't know that SS couldn't though, because we all know 3 of the best guys were right there. So it may have still ended that way, but it would have been interesting to see had that not happened.
Well, these points starting out after race number 1 are almost just like they finished after race number 10 of the last season. I believe second place was about 5 points, 6 points back, and third place was 6 or 7 points back. So the beginning of this season is spread out points wise about just like the end of last season. So 9.
Yeah. Next week will tell where we're at.
Oh yeah, and especially with Bubba J now being here, if Bubba J, because I believe I heard some talk about Bubba J wanting to be placed on a team for this series.
Yes, sir.
So you know what team is the only 3-car team this season? It is the Black Car Mafia, which also happens to have Pockets and SS Joba on that team.
I'm still protesting that.
So now the Mafia, I mean, as if they weren't already a stacked deck, they are definitely going to be stacked now because you Pockets, SS Joba, Bubba J, all 3 on the same team. Who is the 4th teammate? Is it Randy?
Randy C.
Randy C, who's stepped up his super speedway racing here lately as well. So yeah, that's going to be a pretty strong team, and Mafia's starting out in the lead. It's going to be hard for anybody to knock that Mafia off of the top spot this entire season, I think.
User entered your channel.
This is going to be a tough one. And
That's some bullshit.
it's
Nah,
Mr.
nah,
Yingling. What's
I
up,
agree.
Momo?
That's some bullshit. He ain't getting on that team. He gonna be a chicken dick.
So we need to do some swapping, maybe.
Nah, ain't no swappings.
We do some
He
trade,
just gonna
some
be a
trade
chicken
off.
dick this season. Sorry.
Bubba J, you've already got an aftershock car, right?
I do.
I mean, we could swap a teammate. You know, we could let Mafia pick.
No, we ain't putting nobody up for draw.
They
Now.
can't. They can't have Rugrat.
That ain't fair.
Hey, you put me where you need to put me. If you need to put me on a chicken dick, that's fine.
No, you'll be on the Mafia. That's the only 3-car team, so that's the team you'll be put on. And
I told SS I wanted to be put on the team because he asked me if I did.
Well, he probably should have brought that up when we picked teams.
Yeah, because he texted me and said, "Do you want to be on a team?" I said, "Sure, put me on the team." He said, "Okay."
yeah, he didn't say anything until the
This week.
race. Yeah,
That would have changed everything around, right?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
But that's all right. That's all right. We've dealt with a stacked team before. We've had a stacked team.
Not
in the
one
past.
like that.
Even the best can have a little trouble here and there. I've seen SS get black flag, Pockets gets black flags. Bubba J's had a little trouble
Oh
here and there
yeah,
as well.
oh yeah.
So, you
And
know.
I don't know how many races I'll be in anyway. Still, but I'm gonna try to be in there as much as I can for sure.
Plus, there's always the lap car teammate factor that always seems to come into play at the end of these races. There's always a teammate that might be, maybe they're not a lap down yet, but it's coming close to the end of the race and they'll drop back to help their team as well. So, draft issues, I don't think will be a problem of being able to have a teammate there to help you out at the end, unless your teammates are all damaged. Like this last week.
Yeah, that was my role of the last half of the season last season. I ain't doing that shit again.
What's that, Momo?
Dropping back to draft with his teammate.
Yeah, I mean, numerous black flags in the last 3 or 4 races of the season.
Well, we got 9 races left to go, and let's go back over here to the schedule. I think Larry has got the truck races listed. Yes, he does. So far in the first half of the season.
Holla.
Holla.
Later.
User disconnected
So
from your channel.
this next Saturday, we've got Talladega coming up once again in the Cup cars. And then we'll move on to a couple of truck races back to back. We'll run Daytona and then Talladega in the trucks. And then back over to the Cup cars at Daytona August 20th.
And then it'll be the Cup cars at Talladega. And then it'll go trucks in Daytona, trucks in Talladega. And then it'll end with the last 2 as Cup cars. So it'll basically mirror right above what we got. It'll go Talladega, Daytona, Talladega, Daytona, and trucks. It'll go Cup, 1 race at Talladega, and then it'll go back to the trucks again for 2 races. So it'll be 4 trucks total and 6 Cup car races. That's how we've been doing them. It's been working out good, so no sense in changing it.
Well, 9 races left to go. Whole season still ahead of us. The 42nd team series here at Bomb Squad Racing. 410 points races behind us. 411 now with the first race of season 42. And we will be at the 420 mark at the end of this season.
And there's a debate on that because Pockets tried to say that this is season 43.
This thing has been going on so long for so many years.
We got to go back. I got to go back and relook at streams from last season and see where we were at for sure. But I told him it was listed as 41 on the in the thing, so I changed it to 42 because if you look at the bottom line, it says BSR Saturday Team 41. See where it says that right underneath the big letters?
Yes.
That didn't get changed yet. That's why I said it was from 41 to 42. That's how I changed it. So I don't know. I don't know where Pockets came up that we're in 43, but we got to figure it out.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one there. I remember back in the Pony Express broadcasting days when Mark Dillon was broadcasting races, we hit the 300 mark.
Yes, absolutely.
300 races back then of season 30. And it was, obviously not too long ago, we hit the 400 mark with season 40. But in between those, going back and trying to count every series, I don't know how easy that's a tough job right there.
Yes.
Either way, it's a very, very long-running, long-standing Saturday night super speedway series, and doing it different than any other place with the team series and randomly choosing the teams every Saturday night so that you get matched up with different drivers pretty much every season. You get a chance to work with everybody in the league. You're on somebody else's team for 10 races.
I don't know what it is with me, but for some reason, I always get one guy that I seem to have forever.
I see Mike Coulon.
I did that with Randy C. Me and Randy C. were together for a really long time. And now me and Big Vito are together for just the 3rd year now.
I see Mike Coulong chiming in out there. Pony Express, you are old. Yes, definitely. Definitely we're up there. We remember the Pony Express days with
We
Mark Dillon
started them.
Jr. Yes. Yeah, Mark did a great job. Before him, there was basically only one choice in broadcasting one of your league races, and it was a little expensive. But Mark Dillon came along and did it for a really great fair price and made it easy for just about any league to broadcast any race they wanted to anytime. And we miss those days. Mark Dillon did a great job broadcasting those, and I miss those days. That's for sure. So let's go over and go ahead and take a look at bonus points right quick. In the bonus point mark, we have got up Friday night's Xfinity bonus points here. I did take the win at Iowa this last week, which moves me up to 6 in the win box over there, plus the Michigan race and the Texas race that were 3 bonus points apiece for those wins. A total of 8 victories on Friday night. But still not a huge lead over Pockets, who has also managed to pick up quite a few bonus points here. He got 3 for the win at Daytona, and he is in just about every other one of these bonus point boxes where he's picked up points throughout the season. Currently, I sit at 28, and Pockets in second place right now with 21, only 7 points off the lead. As we get ready to head into the chase Friday night. Just 3 races left to go. SS Joba still doing pretty well at 18, putting him 10 points back off the lead. And then Mayhem back at 17 points off the lead currently. We got anybody at 16? I don't see. Yeah, no, nobody at 16, but several drivers at 15 bonus points. Gear Jammer, Eddie D, Palmian, all in there with 15 bonus points. Hot Rod, you only got 13 bonus points on Friday night.
Yep.
You got the rookie.
That's more than I had on freaking Wednesday night.
It's more than you had Wednesday night going into the truck chase?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we got 3 races left to go, and you are, I believe, sitting in second place right now on Friday night. So that's another bonus point for the segment. I'm sure you'll be in the top 5 full season as well, picking up another bonus point there. So maybe you can move ahead of Palmian and Gear Jammer and Eddie D before we move into the chase.
We still got some races coming up I'm looking forward to.
So let's take a look at Thursday night Cup Series. Thursday, we did not have a race this last week, so everything is exactly the same as it was last week here on the spotter stand. 29 points for myself, 25 points for Mayhem, putting Mayhem only 4 points off the lead. Mayhem, again, last season's Cup champion by 1 point. Blown 4th gear in the final race of the season. I lost that championship by 1 point, losing 4th gear at Homestead in the last race of the season. But Mayhem put up a great run. He had a terrible car at the beginning of that race. He was having trouble and ended up making some changes in the pits, which is one great thing that we do here is run open setups, allow you to change your car on your pit stops, and Mayhem did what it took there. He made some changes over the course of his pit stops at Homestead last year, made his car actually much better. Whereas Momo went the other way. He made some changes and I think made his car worse. Because once I blew 4th gear, it was looking like Momo was going to take that championship until Mayhem got his car right. And Mayhem was able to take the championship away from Momo. But it was 1 point separating the 3 of us after the last race of the chase. Mayhem with the championship. I was back by 1 point. Momo back by 2. That's how close it was after the 10 race chase. So that's why at least I myself, I keep a look at these bonus points because I know how much 1 or 2 points can make over the course of that chase. It can make a huge difference when you get to that last race of either having a little bit of a cushion or only needing a few points to take that championship. So not real comfortable with just a 4-point lead over Mayhem at the time. Momo currently sitting back. He's at 17 bonus points, which puts him 12 points off the lead. That's a fairly comfortable lead. I feel a lot better if Mayhem were sitting back there in that range. But, with Momo, if he shows up to all of these chase races, which I'm sure he will, he wants to get this Cup championship. That 12 points is nothing for Momo to put together some good finishes and make up those 12 points over the course of a 10-race chase. Another driver I'm going to be looking at once we hit the chase, Mike Coulon. You see him down there right now with 8 bonus points. He missed the first half, better than half, the majority of the first segment. And coming in just now with the races we've had in segment 2 and the few races he made at the end of segment 1, already up to 4 wins and a total of 8 bonus points. So he's back by 21 points at the moment. But as we see, he gained a lot of points in the truck chase on Wednesday night and moved up to only 20 points back. He started back 27, 28 points, something like that. He started way back in the truck chase. And now we've only 2 races in. He's only down to 20-point deficit. So he's run real good so far, and I don't expect that's going to change much with the races that we're going to have in the chase and the Cup. I think he's going to be pretty strong. There's no road courses in there. Oh, yes, there is. The Roval, the one road course in the Cup chase. But the rest of the tracks, pretty good mixture. And Mike Coulon, I think, is going to be pretty strong there. He's going to be one to watch, even though he's going to be going into that chase a few points back. He's still going to run pretty strong there and take some wins, I would think. Of course, I didn't even mention SS Joba sitting there in 3rd place right now, 21 points back. As we get into the chase, it's the fall. I know the weather is getting pretty nice. SS, he likes to spend some time out on that motorcycle, out riding. And I don't know, he might possibly miss a couple of races. He'll get provisional for 1 race. But if he misses more than 1, then that's going to put him out of the hunt for the championship. But SS currently only 8 points off the lead. Another good, strong racer, and has a chance for a championship this year as well. So it's going to be interesting. We got 4 weeks left to go. 4 races, 4 bonus points still to hand out, and then we've got our segment and full season bonus points. So I'm pretty sure I'll get that segment, which will give me another 2. Gained me up a little bit more over Mayhem, and maybe in the full season I might probably take that 2 bonus points as well. So it might give me a little bit more of a cushion over Mayhem as we head into the chase. I want to go back over here talking about this chase. I want to see what the truck chase or the Cup chase schedule looks like. Thursday Cup chase right there. Oh no. You got to be kidding me. The first race of the Cup chase, where is it at?
Darlington.
So, there we go. The track that probably my worst track on this schedule all season long. And boom, there it is, right in the chase. First race of the chase. So, Richmond, I do okay there at Richmond, but I know Mayhem runs strong at those short tracks as well. Bristol, another decent track. Vegas, Talladega, that's anybody's race right there. Super Speedway, we run so many of those. Anybody in the field has got a good shot at taking that win. And Charlotte Road Course coming up after that one. I usually run pretty good at the road courses. I was running well at Charlotte Road Course last season until I had some issues. Momo ended up taking that victory, I believe, at the Charlotte. Was it Momo or Pockets?
Wasn't Momo. I had a claimer penalty at the end.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Momo and I ended up getting together. I had some trouble there. And I think it was Pockets that took the win at the Charlotte Road Course because of that claiming.
I believe you're right.
Then we've got Kansas, Texas, Martinsville, another short track, and finishing up at Phoenix. Well, at least if we start the chase at a track that I don't really care for all that much, we end it on one of my favorites, Phoenix. I love Phoenix. It was nice ending the chase at Homestead. That's kind of a tradition, but Phoenix, a great track. I love that track. I love racing there, and I seem to get through 1 and 2 pretty well. I usually have a decent setup for Phoenix, so that's going to be a great race coming down to end the chase as we're looking to crown a champion. There'll be some great racing at Phoenix to end off the season.
I'm just glad you overlooked me. Just keep overlooking me.
What do you mean overlooking you? Where did I overlook you?
In the
In the bonus points?
points, yep.
Where were you sitting?
Mentioned me as a chance at all in there, so that's good. Just
Hey,
keep overlooking me.
Everybody's
Just keep
got everybody's
keep
got a chance.
overlooking me, baby.
Let's go back over here and look. Let's see. Where is Hot Rod? There he is, 17 points. 12 points off the lead right now. That's not bad. And like I said, you're going to get segment bonus points and full season bonus points.
Darlington and Phoenix, they're two of my better tracks. That whole Cup chase outside of the oval, which the Roval I don't run that bad at. So yep, I'm prime. I'm looking for a championship in that Cup Series this year, buddy.
So how many seasons would this be since you came over with us? This is your fourth or fifth season? Fourth?
Yep.
Well, there's definitely a huge difference because I know that first season you were really struggling on the asphalt. You know, you did mostly dirt racing, and we conned you into racing the asphalt races, and you stuck with it, and you got better and better that second season. You were definitely a little bit better, still struggling a little bit, but last year you did pretty well on the asphalt, and now this season you've done pretty well once again, and definitely huge change. And I'm glad you decided to stick with the asphalt racing, and coming out and racing with us on all of these tracks and not just the dirt. Just come out and kick our ass and then leave and come back next week and kick our ass again.
I dirt. Yeah, I can.
I see Momo chiming in out there. He's looking forward to Darlington. See, Momo likes Darlington. He's looking forward to the Roval as well.
Momo's had some good racing at Darlington the last time we were there.
Yeah, he's looking at that 12 points. So he's right there with you, both of you guys at 17 points right now. He's looking at that 12 points and he's thinking, I'm going to get most of that at Darlington, the very first race.
Right, yeah.
He probably will.
He probably will, Bobo.
Maybe all of it. You never know. I'm going to get a stripe, that's for sure. I'm going to definitely get a Darlington stripe. I wouldn't be surprised if I spin out once or twice. Darlington, not one of my greatest tracks. I struggle there no matter what. No matter what, whether it's trucks, cup, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I seem to have some trouble at Darlington. So, and Mayhem, I think, runs pretty well there as well. So
yes, he does.
Yeah, the few points that he is back, I'm pretty sure all of that's going to disappear in the first race at Darlington. He also runs well at Richmond, which I believe Momo runs pretty well at Richmond also. Yeah, I could say at Bristol. I run pretty good at Bristol, but I know
we all run pretty good at Bristol.
Yep,
Though.
a lot of people do. Yep. And then we got Talladega in there,
and that's just a crapshoot.
Yeah.
You know that.
Well, it's like a Saturday night race, but you don't have any teammates. And not only that, but we're in the chase. So nobody's going to give you nothing, you know. Nobody, as far as hoping for one of those drivers to help you out at the end. No, that's not going to happen. They're only going to help you if it advances their position.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah. Well, that's about all we got for you guys this week. It's getting exciting here, coming up to the end of these segments and getting ready to start the chase in the Cup and the Xfinity Series. Already into the chase in the Truck Series. It's a lot of great racing still to come before we end this season, and appreciate all you guys showing up to race with us every week, having a great time, and hopefully we'll see all of you on Wednesday night at Michigan. I'm sure we'll get a good turnout for Michigan. That's a great racetrack, and pretty much everybody will be there unless they're working or not able to make it. So appreciate you guys tuning in out there live, keeping that chat going, and thanks for helping out once again this week, Hot Rod and Bubba J. Good to see you on here. Hopefully we'll get to see you racing this week.
Well, hopefully I'll be back to racing soon for sure.
So with that, we're going to call it a night, and we'll see you guys on the track Wednesday night at Michigan.
See ya.
Take care.